Today, I'm talking about the number one recommendation I make for everyone who's not a U.S. citizen. What is that, you ask? Become a U.S. citizen. I'm going to explain how much it costs to become a U.S. citizen. I'm going to give you tips for the naturalization interview, and I'm going to tell you what mistakes you want to avoid. My name is Andres Mejer. I'm an immigration attorney in New Jersey, but I have clients throughout the world, including 15 states in the U.S. I became a citizen of the U.S. as an adult, so I know how stressful and nerve-wracking the process can be. My goal as an attorney is to treat you how I wish me and my family were treated when we went through the immigration process. We had someone take our money and do absolutely nothing. First, I want to explain to you why I recommend to all of my clients that they become a U.S. citizen as quickly as possible. Being a citizen protects you. Unless you gained your citizenship fraudulently, you will not be subject to deportation. You won't have to worry about ICE stopping you. You'll be able to vote. And let me tell you, it's really important nowadays. You don't have to worry if another president is elected who is opposed to immigration and will force you to leave the U.S. You don't have to worry about how the law or policies are changed or followed as it affects your immigration journey. You don't have to spend any more money on immigration fees, such as renewing your green card or work authorization. You can sponsor family, so getting your citizenship is a good thing. Today's live is going to explain a little further about doing that, including how much it costs, tips for your interview, and mistakes to avoid. Let's get right into it. What is the cost to be a U.S. citizen? The cost of immigration services really varies from person to person. At Andres Mejer Law, we charge by process, so someone who's applying for U.S. citizenship will pay a different price than someone who's applying for a green card. At Andres Mejer Law, we are focused on helping you become a U.S. citizen. If we don't see a path to achieve that for you, then we won't accept you as a client. The best way we know how to do that is to focus on the three fundamental questions and create a plan for you before we accept you as a client. Question number one, do you qualify for U.S. citizenship? In a prior video, we discussed the specific requirements. Look at the comments below for a link to the video. Question number two, is there something in your past that can disqualify you, like criminal convictions or the inability to prove one of the key elements for citizenship? Three, can we fix that problem, like post-conviction relief motion, or waiting another 5 or 3 years or a certain period of time so that you then will qualify? Because we focus on those three fundamental questions, two clients who are both filing for U.S. citizenship might have very different fees. In general, here's how much it costs for a citizenship application. First, it takes about 8 to 12 months. So we first start with, once you file, it takes 8 to 12 months. We first start with a background search that we charge $1,000. It has two particular components. First, we order documents through the FOIA process. Any documents that immigration has for you, 7 different agencies. We look for prior border contacts, deportations, or prior petitions. This is really important because if we didn't help you get your green card, then we likely don't have that information. And we want to have whatever the government has as they are approving your application. Secondly, do we need to order copies from criminal courts, and do we need a background search from the FBI? Basically, we want to be able to document every contact you had with the police. Sometimes it was, an arrest that was dismissed. Sometimes it's a mistake. It has nothing to do with you. It's someone whose name or date of birth is similar to yours. If there is something that will make you ineligible, we then have to fix it. So first we do a background search to see, hey, what's in your past? Reviewing that, now maybe we find some criminal conduct. The cost of how to fix that depends on the seriousness of the charge. It can range from $3,500 to $15,000. The cost is usually on the lower side for matters in municipal court because the more serious charge would likely have put you into removal proceedings. Then we need to file the Form N-400 for you. That's the application for citizenship. Typically, we charge between $3,000 to $4,000 depending on the complexity of your particular case. You will then have an interview. We highly recommend you take an immigration attorney with you to any immigration interviews, green card, or citizenship. The government today is looking for any reason to deny your petition. The best way to protect yourself is to make sure everything was done correctly at each and every stage of your immigration journey. And the best way to do that is by having an experienced immigration attorney with you at the interview. We charge $1,500 to accompany to an interview in New Jersey, New York, or Pennsylvania. Citizenship application is individual. It's not for families. So if your spouse is also applying, he or she will need to apply to fill out their own application. Each one of these has a cost. It's for that reason that my assistants can't give you a price on the phone. It requires knowledge and experience to figure out what needs to be done and what we charge for each individual need. But you don't need to worry because we do offer a payment plan. We also offer discounts for those who pay in full. The more money you bring with you to your interview, the higher the possibility of getting a discount on your citizenship case when you hire us. We give your case the priority that you do. So the sooner you pay for your case, the sooner it gets filed. We typically need several weeks once we have all of your documents, you've answered all of our questions, and you have paid in full to submit your case. Again, the more money you bring with you at your consultation and the more information and documents you bring, the quicker you start your case, the lower your payment plan will be, and the faster your case is going to be filed. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. Today, we're going to talk about asylum, how much it costs and how long does it take. How much will your asylum cost and how long will it take? It's the question everybody asks. The rule for asylum seekers to obtain an EAD card, employment authorization, also has changed. It goes into effect tomorrow, August 25th. It is very important that you understand how this law will impact you and your stay in the United States. If you need help understanding this for your particular situation, we recommend you consult with an immigration attorney. We can only provide general advice in these videos. The biggest change is that asylum seekers cannot apply for work authorization until 365 days after their asylum application is received by USCIS. It's gone from 150 days to a whole year. There is also the chance you will be denied an employment card if you have illegal entry or certain criminal convictions under the new rule. I do suspect that there will be challenges to this rule, but for now it's still going into effect. When we evaluate your case, we start with 3 questions and we create a plan for you before we accept you as a client. We only take on clients we can help. 1. Do you qualify for a green card through asylum? 2. Is there something in your past that can disqualify you, like multiple entries, prior denied petitions, criminal charges, removal proceedings? And 3, can we fix that problem through a motion to reopen, post-conviction relief, or a waiver? Because we focus on those 3 questions, 2 clients who both are filing for asylum might have very different costs. In general, here's how we charge fees whether you are filing for asylum or for your green card through asylum. We first review your background. We typically charge $1,000 per person to do the following. 1. Order through a FOIA process all your immigration documents from 7 different agencies. We're looking for prior border contacts, any deportations, or any prior petitions. Secondly, do we need to order copies of your criminal or juvenile courts and do a background search from the FBI? Basically, if you've ever been arrested, we want to find out who it's from, what happened, get those dispositions. If there is something that makes you ineligible, once we get the results from immigration and we get the results from the FBI and from the courts, we then see, okay, there's something that makes you ineligible. Now we look at how can we fix it. And maybe it's a waiver, or maybe it's reopening a criminal case, maybe it's reopening a removal order or refiling for relief. Post-conviction relief motions are the most common, and those costs really vary from $3,000 to $15,000. It depends on the severity of the charges that you face. Once you file Form I-589, you may have a hearing before an asylum officer on an affirmative asylum claim. You don't get this option if you are under removal proceedings. We strongly encourage you to bring an attorney with you because if you are denied, you will be placed into removal proceedings. We typically charge between $4,000 to $5,000 to attend the hearing with you. We treat it like a trial. If you are in removal proceedings, then we charge you $1,500 to go with you to each court appearance in New York, New Jersey, or Philadelphia. If you have multiple family members who have court on the same day before the same charge, we only charge one fee. If you are in removal proceedings, you will ultimately have a trial before the judge on your Form I-589 claim. We typically charge between $5,000 and $6,000 depending on the complexity of the issues we're handling for you. Once your asylum is approved After 1 year, you'll be able to file for your green card through Form I-485. We typically charge between $4,000 to $5,000 to file for your green card. You may also have an interview with a USCIS officer. You shouldn't have to, but under the Trump administration, it's become common, and we charge $1,500 to go with you to an interview in New Jersey, New York, or Philly. Whether it's a jail visit, whether it's a court appearance, or whether it's an appearance at an administrative agency, it's all about half a day's work, and that's why we charge the same price, $1,500 for all three. As you can see, each one of these has a cost. It's for that reason that my assistants can't give you a price on the phone. It requires the knowledge and experience to figure out the answers to 1, 2, and 3, and then put a price to it. However, we do offer a variety of discounts and ways to pay your legal fees. If you pay in full, we give you a discount. We also give discounts for repeat customers. So if we helped you with all 3 steps, or if we helped you with prior applications, we give you an additional discount. The more money you bring with you to your consultation, the higher the possibility of getting a discount on your immigration case. We give your case the priority that you do. So the sooner you pay for in full, the sooner it gets filed. We typically need several weeks once we've had all the documents, you've answered all our questions, and you've paid in full on your case. The more money you can bring to start it, the lower your payment plan will be, and the faster your case will be filed. How long does this process take? As of August 2020, it's taken up to 4 years for someone to obtain asylum status. In September 2019, there were over 300,000 asylum cases pending with USCIS, and that number has only grown. In April 2020, there were over 1 million open removal cases in immigration court. Most granted asylum cases have taken over 3 years to process. Once your application is received by USCIS, you will receive a notice of receipt. The date they received it will be very important, so hold on to it. You will need to review it as you determine when you can apply for employment authorization. Remember, as of August 25th, 2020, any application received must wait 365 days before applying for employment authorization. You will have an interview with USCIS. This may be scheduled in 6 months of filing, but it's not unusual to have to wait 2 or 3 years after your application is received. After your interview, you will receive notice if you are approved or denied. If you are approved, you can apply for your green card 1 year later. You can then apply to become a citizen after being a green card holder for 5 years. This is a difficult time for every immigrant to the U.S. It seems like this administration is making it harder and harder for those seeking for asylum. If you think you may qualify, please contact our office. We will work with you. If you don't qualify, we can help you determine your next best steps, including looking at the possibility of other legal status. We have often found relief for our clients when other attorneys said there was no hope. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to see our other videos when they are released. Until next time, stay safe and well.